Hello and welcome to Just Event Online News at 9. I am Anifat Ismail for News Headlines. Buhari to present 19.76 trillion naira 2023 budget to National Assembly on Friday. Governor AbdulRazaq approves 200 million for Ilorin Aviation College. Federal government to employ vigilantes for rail security. Nigeria others tackling exchange rate crisis, says World Bank. Nigeria needs leaders with capacity, character to manage change, Gbajabiamila says. KYAV approves immediate repair of boreholes in communities across Ilorin East local government. NANS kicks against conferment of national honor on Education Minister Adamu. Ohanaeze renews commitment to Nigerians' unity. Obi unveils agenda, plans reduction of governance costs. NSCDC arrests two suspects with 50,000 litres of adulterated diesel. Choosing Chelsea over Man United was best decision of my career, Mikel says. Now the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari will present the 2023 budget to the joint session of the National Assembly on Friday. The president personally wrote the letter on the budget presentation, read in plenary on Tuesday by the Senate President, Dr. Ahmed Lawan. The budget, which stands at 19.76 trillion, will be the last to be presented by Buhari as his tenure elapses on May 19, 2023. Lawan also announced that Mr. President would appear personally to address the joint session of the parliamentarians, as against the earlier fears that there might be no space to accommodate the session due to the ongoing renovation. However, ahead of Friday's budget event, security in and around the National Assembly is expected to be tightened. Kwara State Governor AbdulRazaq has approved about 200 million naira for the improvement of the status of the International Aviation College, Ilorin. A portion of the money would be used to refurbish some of the facilities that were already dilapidated in the college before the advent of the present administration. The State Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Dr. Hafiz Abolore Alabi, stated this on Monday at the symbolic check ride for the 9 commercial pilot license and private pilot license students held at the premises of the institution along Ilorin International Airport Road. Dr. Alabi noted that the fund was also approved to ensure the students of the Aviation College graduate within record time. He said the proposed dates for the graduation of students has been built for December 2022, while paperwork and other schedules of the convocation program would secure the approval of the governor. Dr. Alabi further said the process of cash banking after the said approval is ongoing, adding that the governor's gesture will project the image of the institution to attain its enviable position. Also speaking at the event, Registrar of the college, Mr. Mohammed Jimada Jibril, disclosed that the management met about 55 outstanding students on the ground who must be graduated if the institution is to continue to operate as a college of aviation. Jibril added that the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority placed an embargo on admitting fresh students into the college. He commended the state government for resuscitating the college and prompt approval of requisite funding for its operation. One of the commercial pilot license students, Oladele Ajidagba, thanked the state government and management of the college for the support students received throughout their studies. JustEventOnline reports that during the symbolic check ride, 7 of the students were presented for commercial pilot license. 2 others got private pilot license, while others are expected to follow in subsequent check ride exercise. The federal government has said it will employ the services of vigilantes to secure train services. The extra security arrangement for the rails is expected to start with the Abuja-Kaduna rail corridor, following the March 28 attack that has altered services along the corridor for months. The Special Advisor on Land Transport and Union Matter to the Minister of State for Transportation, Odukale Oluwafemi, who announced this at the National Transportation, Environment and Public Safety Summit organized by the Nigerian Youth Congress in Abuja, said President Muhammadu Buhari was having sleepless nights over the attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train. He said the ministry was working with security agencies to ensure safety of passengers and their luggage when the train resumes operations. Added that the ministry is presently working with other security agencies to ensure safety when the train operation resumes. The World Bank Group has said Nigeria and other economies in sub-Saharan Africa are effectively tackling the economic challenges, including exchange rate crisis. In a report released yesterday, the bank said the management of the region's economies has improved, with the average score edging up to 3.2 in 2021 from 3.1 the previous year. It said in the 2022 Country Policy and Institutional Assessment report that development reflected improved monetary and exchange rate policies. The report measures each country's quality of policies and institutional frameworks, as well as the ability to support sustainable growth and poverty reduction from January to December 2021. It, however, said that public sector management and institutions remain overly weak, as the regional average public sector management score was 2.8 in 2021, unchanged from the last 2 years. House of Representatives Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila has said Nigeria needs a leader who has the capacity and character to manage change. He stressed the need for youth to be included in governance in the country. Gbajabiamila spoke yesterday in Abuja at the opening of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative with the theme, Youth Leadership and the Future of Democracy, harnessing the power of young people in Nigeria. LMI is a program the Speaker initiated to build the next generation of Nigeria's public sector leaders. The initiative is in line with his long-lasting vision of mentoring the younger generation from his over 20 years experience in public service. The program, which will last 3 weeks, draw young participants from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. Gbajabiamila noted that achieving the Nigeria of everybody's dreams must depend on producing leaders with the right capacity and character to manage change by taking advantage of the technology advancing world. In his continued efforts in making life meaningful to people at the grassroots, Chairman of Kwara Youth Alliance Vanguard, Engineer Rilwan Cook Amode, has again approved the immediate repairs of some selected boreholes in communities like Ayegbami in Dada Zone, Olori Compound in Atere Zone, Onipom Compound in Alawo Zone, Yerima in Serikinkan Zone, all in Ibagun Ward, Ilorin East Local Government Area. Engineer Rilwan Cook, in his quest for a better Kwara, reiterated his support for the less privileged in the society through his developmental-oriented programs, which include empowerment and scholarships to students in some selected schools in Kwara. He also commended the sterling leadership of the immediate past president of the Nigerian Senate, Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, while pledging an undiluted support towards the victory of the People's Democratic Party's candidate in Kwara and Nigeria at large. The National Association of Nigerian Students yesterday berated President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration for planning to confer a national award on the Minister of Education, Adamu. In a statement signed by its coordinator, NANS Zone D, Adegboye Emmanuel Olatunji, and PRO NANS Zone D, Awoyinfa Opeoluwa, said it was imperative to call the attention of the public and the international community to the brazen insults meted on Nigerian students by the administration of President Buhari. They said the recognition of patronage on the minister had not just demystified the sacredness of national honors, but has further shown to Nigerian students that this administration does not regard the youth as being critical stakeholders as far as national development is concerned. They added that in no time, students shall be occupying the streets across the southwest region to conduct final burial rites of public education in the country, as this was what Buhari's administration represents. Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohanaeze Indigbo, has restated its abhorrence for violent agitation in any form. The group renewed its belief in the continuing corporate existence of the country and restated its opposition to any agitation for the Igbo to exist in Nigeria. Ohanaeze disclosed this yesterday at a news conference in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, as part of activities marking Nigeria's 62nd independence anniversary. The body, which spoke through its Ebonyi chapter chairman, Dr. Peter Mbam, however, noted that the body was against all forms of marginalization, including social injustice and misgovernance. He said that Ohanaeze, as a socio-cultural body representing the interests of the Igbo race, both within and the diaspora, had the responsibility to protect Igbo citizens in every part of the world. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has rolled out his governance agenda to Nigerians in diaspora. Speaking on the theme, Nigeria Diaspora and Capacity Building in Michigan, United States on Monday, Obi stated that if elected as president, his administration would drastically reduce the cost of governance. In a statement made by Obi Dati Media Office, made available to newsmen on Tuesday, he said the reduction in cost of governance will help in reducing the nation's debt and tackle corruption. Obi further appreciated the youth and encouraged them to be more resilient. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Anambra State Command, has said that its officers has arrested two suspected illegal petroleum dealers in the state. The NSCDC Public Relations Officer, Okadigbo Edwin, disclosed this in a statement yesterday, adding that the suspects were arrested along the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway based on credible intelligence. Edwin said its newly reconstituted anti-vandalism squad, through coordinated operation, arrested the suspect. He said the suspects were conveying 50,000 liters of product suspected to be adulterated automotive gas oil, popularly known as diesel, to an undisclosed location when they were apprehended. He said preliminary investigation indicates that the suspects have been in the illicit business of dealing in petroleum products without a license. The last on the news is sport. Former Super Eagles captain John Mikel Obi has said picking Chelsea over Premier League rivals Manchester United was the best decision of his life. Mikel made a controversial move to Chelsea in 2006 after Manchester United claimed they had already signed him. After a protracted saga that lasted for months, Chelsea offered to pay Manchester United $12 million, while Mikel's then Danish club Lyon Oslo got $4 million. The midfielder then spent 11 years at Stamford Bridge, winning the UEFA Champions League, European League, 2 Premier Leagues, 2 League Cups and 4 FA Cups. have come to the end of the news on Just Event Online TV. Here is the recap of the story. Buhari to present 19.76 trillion naira 2023 budget to the National Assembly on Friday. Governor AbdulRazaq approves 200 million for Ilorin Aviation College. Federal government to employ vigilantes for road security. Nigeria, others tackling exchange rate crisis, says World Bank. Nigeria needs leaders with capacity, character to manage change, Gbajabiamila says. KYAV approves immediate repair of boreholes in communities across Ilorin East local government. NANS kicks against conferment of national honor on Education Minister Adamu. Ohanaeze renews commitment to Nigerians' unity. Obi unveils agenda, plans reduction of governance costs. NSCDC arrests 2 suspects with 50,000 litres of adulterated diesel. Choosing Chelsea over Man United was the best decision of my career, Mikel says. Thank you for watching Just Event Online News. A fundamental concern for others in our individual and community lives will go a long way in making the world a better place we passionately dreamt of. For more news, visit www.JustEventOnline.com and to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Just Event Online. You can also send us an email on JustEventOnline@gmail.com. I am Anifat Ismail. Good night.